Many of my students are surprised when I tell them that speaking English with clarity, fluency, and confidence didn't come naturally to me. Even as a native speaker and an experienced English teacher, I struggle with self doubt and hesitation both in my second language and in English. If you have ever thought that, like you say, I am not too shy to speak confidently, or I will never sound as fluent as others. If I slow down, I will sound less fluent, or people will judge me if I forget words. Well, in that way, I would like to say that you are not alone. I have been there too with the same scenario. But here is the truth: these are all myths, false beliefs that hold us back. Well, once I learned the reality, my mindset shifted, my practice improved, and my confidence grew, both in English and my second language. In this guide, I will debunk five common myths about fluency and confidence, share the truth, and give you actionable steps to progress. Let's dive into it. First myth is that some people are naturally confident speakers, which is a myth because many believe extroverts are naturally confident speakers while introverts can't be, which is a truth is that confidence is not about personality, it is a skill. Introverts like me can be just as fluent and clear as extroverts. Well, the difference is that introverts think before speaking. On the other hand, extrovert thinks while speaking. Both styles work. Well, let's dive into the action steps to improve it. First of all, use your introvert strengths, which means that prepare in advance. For example, for meetings or interviews, practice speaking aloud alone to build comfort. Secondly, pause strategy, which means that in conversations, take brief pauses to start thinking. Use phrases like give me a moment to think, or pro tip is that even top public speakers use this. It is a sign of control, not of that hesitation. Another thing is that fluent English is equal to fast English, which is a myth because the real thing is that many think speaking quickly equals fluency. On the other hand, thanks to TV, which proves that wrong. The truth is that speed is not equal to clarity. Let's dive into it. Some native speakers talk so fast they are hard to learn. Fluency is about smooth, clear communication at your pace. Well, the steps that you can take to improve it is to prioritize clarity over speed. Use pauses to breath and structure thoughts. Listen to skilled speakers, for example, TED Talks, like they often pause uses. On the second note, you can try power of the pause, and you have to practice that, which means that pause between sentences or key points. Record yourself to notice improvements. For example, like you can think this important but I don't acknowledge it. Fluid is that I think is important but I am not sure how to explain it. You have to find the difference in both of them. Well, the myth number three is that confident speakers never ask for pauses. Well, that's a myth. Let's explain it in a while. Can you repeat that, like, or shows weakness? But on the other hand, it is not as such, because confident speakers like actively seek clarity. It shows engagement with the target audience. Therefore, instead, you can start using clarification phrases like sorry I didn't catch that, or you can say that could you repeat it, or could you give an example of what you mean. You have to normalize it in order to be confident with that. Fourth myth is that confident speakers are always fast speakers. Fluency means no stumbles like forgotten words or other things. Well, which is the truth. Everyone fumble, and even natives one also sometimes lose their memory. That's where the difference comes. Confident speakers recover gracefully, and on the action note, we can normalize mistakes and you have to accept the mistakes. Forget a word, you can say that what I meant was, or sorry, I meant to say that. You or the key pro tip is that you have to stay calm, take a pause, breath, or rephrase the same thing that you have done in the last sentence. Join speaking groups like my Edmask community to practice without fear. For example, like I was reading my dash, and then you take a pause, then my progress was done in that subject. Well, let's move to the over myth number five. Like you are either confident or not. Well, it's a myth because confidence is innate. You have it or you don't. The truth is that the confidence is built by practice, not an genetic thing. Every fluent speaker started as a beginner, and in order to build confidence, you can follow the confidence cycle, which means that learn, then act, then improve, then believe, and then grow. And you have to keep that cycle turning.